Yo,
Yeah,
what's going on YouTube?
we back at
Hey,
it.
back at it again, man, with our predictions for week 10. A little late. Halloween. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all
Holidays.
Halloween. You know, I didn't walking around the neighborhood with them kids. My feet hurt. I was out there
Yeah,
though.
it rained, so it was no. We couldn't even take it. So as soon as we got ready to
Kids in
take
the
it, it just
background.
started pouring.
Yeesh.
So you know what? Everybody go in there watch a movie. We good.
Man, we was out there passing out candy, bro. I spent like so much money on candy, passing out candy. I don't know about that, man. I don't think I'm gonna do that again. I like free candy. I don't like
You
spending
go
money.
get them from a
Feel me?
different bucket, not yours.
Yeah, I like free candy. I'm done. I'm done passing that out. But anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Overrated Podcast.
Back
We
at
about
it
to get
again.
into
With my
predictions,
old friends.
talk about some of these games and who can play spoiler this week to some of these playoff hopefuls. And then give our top 25 at the end. Our college football playoff ranking top 25 before they drop their initial playoff ranking Monday or Sunday. Sunday.
So they dropping it this week.
Yeah, they're supposed to be dropping it Sunday. The official college football playoff ranking.
So with the
First
top
time.
25, we put in no order of the 25 how we think it should be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Officially.
I'm glad I actually did it right this time. Yeah.
Officially. Yeah, and I got us a little visual. I got us some visuals of our picks, so I'll show those when we get to that topic. But anyway, how y'all week been, fam? How you been, bro?
Been good, man. The week went by fast. You want to be honest? I can remember yesterday just saying it. Oh dang, it's Monday now. Now we here Friday. Got to repeat the whole cycle again.
Yep. But I love it, bro. I love picks. Hey, if you don't
Nah,
know, last week
Saturday.
I won. I'm up right now, record wise, going into week 10. So we're gonna see if Dallin feeling roll upsetty today. If y'all
Nah, go ahead.
tuning in on YouTube and you haven't already, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that noti bell so that you don't miss the content. Because we dropping it 3 times a week. And it's all gas.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, it's gonna be a straight banger.
All
I should be seeing this
gas.
by. Should be
And if you
Saturday
don't know,
morning, right?
yeah. This should be hitting y'all Friday morning. Y'all should wake up, come straight to the
Saturday,
Overrated
Friday.
Podcast. Straight to the Overrated Podcast Saturday before the game start. You know, catch this video. If you don't know what picks to put in, catch this video because we're gonna give you some bangers on who we think win and who we're gonna think covers the spread. And if you are watching this Boise State game that just finished, wasn't really a game. Boise State kind of dominated San Diego State. Through 571 total yards. So, guys, it wasn't all Ashton Genty like the normal Boise State. A little bit of Maddox Madsen in there as he threw for what 400 yards and 4 touchdowns down there. Just insane.
And they only had eight incompletions.
Yeah, I think he had like a 77 completion percentage. So
yeah, GT also got 149 yards for 2 tutties.
And that's sad that 149 yards and 2 tutties is a down day for Ashton Genty.
That is, and that's crazy.
Yeah, and we get into the Heisman. Going into that UNLV week, Ashton Genty was the Heisman favorite, and now he's third on Vegas odds to win the Heisman. That's what 300 yards in 2 weeks gets Ashton Genty. Not 300 yards in a day, Not 200 yards in a day, but because he had to take 2 weeks to get 300 yards, he takes a hit to the Heisman Trophy. It's kind of insane in my eyes.
Yeah, I had a feeling when he had that awful view in the V when they was shutting him down like damn the entire game. I already knew he was gonna get. He ain't gonna be leading the Heisman no more. Who is it, Travis?
Yeah, Travis is leading with the most odds. Well, technically, he's tied with Dylan Gabriel for the highest odds to win the Heisman Trophy. Yeah, like what the fuck? Dylan Gabriel?
With Dylan?
Yeah. When I saw it, it blew my mind because we're not talking about Cam Ward. We're not talking about Shador Sanders. We're talking about Dylan Gabriel.
I honestly thought you was gonna say Cam. When I see you
No.
said Genty dropped from third, I had a feeling the first like before the UNLV game, it was Genty. I think Travis was hurt that like weeks. So it'd been Genty, Cam, and then Travis. So then when Genty didn't have that big performance like he should have, I knew Travis came back. Well, he jumped to the front runner because he was balling out now.
153, 2 touchdowns, 4 pass breakups, and lockdown defense. Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely know that he definitely should have been number one. And then Cam Ward, if he was tied, it would definitely be with Cam Ward. But
Yeah.
where did Dylan come from?
Yeah. Listen, and if so, Vegas right now has, like I said, Travis Hunter and Dylan Gabriel tied for the highest odds to win the Heisman Trophy. Followed by Ashton Genty at 3, Cam Ward at 4, and check this out, Cade Klubnik with the 5th highest odds to win the Heisman Trophy. Not Shador
Hey?
Sanders. Not Shador Sanders. Not Caleb Johnson, who, by the way, Caleb Johnson, the running back for Iowa, 200 yards and 1 touchdown behind Ashton Genty. Playing incredible.
That's
Like,
insane.
if Ashton Genty wasn't doing what Ashton Genty was doing, guys, Caleb Johnson down there in Iowa, 200 yards behind the league leading rusher and a touchdown behind him.
GD would have literally had to have an off day. Like he has to be under 75 yards in order for him to catch up.
And no disrespect to Ashton Genty because, again, we all can agree that he is by far the best running back nationally. If he played for a Power 4 conference, that team would be unstoppable. If he played for Oregon, hand him a natty. If he played for Georgia, Jesus Christ. If he played for Bama, fuck that team. Because imagine trying to guard Jalen Murrow and Ashton Genty. God damn. But since he plays for Boise State, I have to say this. Caleb Johnson's doing this at Iowa, a team that's in a Big Ten conference with Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Illinois, Nebraska, Indiana, and every other Power 4 conference team that can get a win on any given Saturday. He ain't at Boise, so Caleb Johnson deserves some respect. I'm surprised he's not in the Heisman Trophy race. But like Cade, as much respect as I got for Clemson, and I did have Clemson as ACC championship contender, like they're going to be in a championship game because ever since that Georgia game, they've been incredible. But they've been incredible to teams that can't even hold a 500 record. Like Cade Klubnik's putting up Heisman numbers on high school players.
Let me see.
So I can't wait
Good.
for this Clemson Pitt game that's coming up because that's a defense that made Kyle McCord go 5 interceptions and 3 pick sixes. So we'll see what Cade Klubnik does against him or against them. But yeah, yeah. And then Shador Sanders. I mean, that's the best fucking quarterback in college football. Hands down. Hands
the fact that
down.
that's what's crazy to me. The fact that they got Cade in instead of Shador is insane.
We saw Shador Sanders lose the best player in college football to a shoulder injury in the first quarter of a Kansas State game, second quarter of a Kansas State game, down 14 points. and had that Colorado Buffalo team up 4 with less than 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. And we're sitting here and we're going to say that Cade Klubnik is the 5th highest Heisman Trophy winner. It's kind of insane.
Like I'm still not believing it.
There's not a lot of
Clemson, Dabo Swinney right now.
I think they're a good football team for the ACC, but like people, I've talked to a lot of people around the college football sports world, and they always say, yeah, Colorado has Shedeur and Travis, but they ain't really played nobody. That's what I always hear. They ain't played nobody. Well, Clemson ain't played nobody. Quite literally, ain't played nobody. Like, we're talking about the only game that they played against a ranked opponent. They didn't even put up a touchdown. This high-powered Clemson offense did not score a touchdown against the Georgia defense. And a lot of people are going to say, well, it's Georgia. It's fucking Georgia. Arguably the number 1 team in the nation. That may be true. But they ain't the number 1 team in the nation. And we saw Kentucky take Georgia to the brink of war and almost got out of that motherfucker alive. We seen Alabama drop 28 points in the first half. And then Ryan Williams made 2 defenders that are going to the NFL next year look stupid. So Georgia can get beat because we seen it. So Clemson ain't special. I just don't think they're special. You know, they just. I mean, I feel like North Dakota State, a team that Colorado beat week 1, would beat half of the teams on Clemson's schedule right now. And I mean like handedly. And that's a D2 football school. So I don't know where this Cade Klubnik hype came from, but pipe down. Pipe down.
My fault.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
You good. I went on my little rant. I went on my little rant.
No, I heard you.
Because now I want to see Clemson versus Kansas State. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to see if Clemson's offense scores that effectively on Kansas State. A team with a solid defense that's ranked in the top 20, that also has a quarterback that's explosive and can run. I want to see it.
These next 3 weeks is going to really put Clemson to a test because they got Louisville. Then they got Virginia Tech next week. They've been on a little hot streak right now because they're 5-3. And then they got Pittsburgh right after that.
Yeah. I can't wait for that Pitt game.
I can't either.
That's going to show us a lot. And if Clemson comes out and drops 50 on Pitt and blows them out the water,
I'll be a believer at that point. I'll be a believer.
I'll shut up. But until then, pipe down.
They got to show me something because they play Wake Forest. They've been playing up with just garbage.
Because I'm sorry, but this year, Colorado's resume is better with 2 losses than Clemson's with 1 loss. Like, in my eyes. Obviously not in the playoff committee's eyes. And that's only because the ACC has Clemson still projected to go to the title game. Let Colorado be projected to go to a title game, and I'll be talking up smoke because I think they're a better football team.
Oh, yeah, hands down.
I don't know why. I just don't believe Clemson is number 10. Or number 11, like the AP poll says. I don't think it. I don't think they're a top 11 team. I think they're a top 25 team with a lackluster schedule. I think Colorado with that schedule would have lost to Georgia and also won out. Quite frankly, to this point, Colorado and the ACC would have had the same record.
That's why I would have when we get to talking about this top 25, I had some of it. I had to readjust like a lot of it because it's like there's no reason why some of these teams going off of the last week or two they look a little lackluster and they're still ranked high. I just don't see how that's even possible. And there's some teams in there that shouldn't even be in there.
I mean, we'll get to it and look at it. I do got Clemson ranked high on my top 10, but again, it's just because like they don't play nobody, and you have to respect the fact that they took care of their opponents. Like you have to.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, like as Peter would say, it kind of grinds my gears. That K Club Nixon Heisman Trophy candidate, like it doesn't sit right with me. Like Heisman is kind of crazy.
I don't even think he's gonna finish there though. I just don't believe he's gonna finish there.
Hope not.
It's good to be. He's gonna be showing like right now where he's in the top five, but at the end of the year, I don't think he's gonna be within the top five. He's not gonna get that call.
I mean, who knows though? Because the schedule's so weak. Like he can, besides Pitt, all he has to do is manage a game against Pitt. Like 220 yards, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and his Heisman hypes will be sustained. You know what I mean? And then the rest of the schedule is weak. So
Well, I just told you they got Louisville, and then they got Louisville this week, Virginia Tech next week, and then also they got Pitt right after that.
yeah, I know they
That's
got
gonna be
Louisville. We're gonna talk
they
about
three
it today.
toughest game, and then they got Citadel in like
About it.
4 weeks, and then they got South Carolina just to end the year off.
We're gonna talk about Louisville. Oh, they got South Carolina in the year. See, yeah. So
Yeah, so it's like
yeah, I was wrong.
that-
They're going to get tested. They're going to get tested, and by the ACC championship game, we'll know if they make it. Because with a schedule like that and a loss to Pitt,
they already got one loss.
and a loss to Pitt, we might be talking about Pitt or SMU in the playoff games, in the playoffs, in the
We
conference
go ahead and talk about the
championship
SMU too,
playoffs.
because you know this
Yeah, I
weekend,
know, I said that.
Pitt and
I said
SMU play this week. Oh my goodness!
Yeah. All right, actually, let's get into our picks and predictions this week.
Let me
Alan,
get this mic
you
real
got.
quick.
I'm about to say, yep, you in charge of the picks. We'll start with the game of the week, which is for some reason at fucking noon and not 4:30, not 7:30, not a late game. And Penn State, Happy Valley, to get the Nittany Lions rolling. Instead, they kicking off fresh off the bus. Fresh off the bus. Number 4, Ohio State goes into Happy Valley to play number 3, Penn State. The Buckeyes are favored by 3 points. What are your thoughts on this game?
The Buckeyes are favored by 3.
Yeah, Ohio State's favored by 3 on the road.
I got Penn State. I don't think.
You got Penn State.
Yeah, Drew Allen's back. They said that he's playing this week.
Well, did they confirm? Because I heard he was a game time decision.
Well, they also said like on like the little news slide on them that I was looking at that they was gonna run like a 2 quarterback type of situation.
Yeah.
So I didn't read that
they're all gonna implement Bo Perbula. He's gonna get
I don't know
some spin.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna start him and then probably certain situations they're gonna bring Bo whatever his last name is, Perbula.
Bo Perbula.
Yeah, Perbula. I ain't never heard a name like that in my life. My God. I don't know if they're gonna insert him into it's crazy. I don't know if they're gonna try to insert him to certain formation packages, but I feel like if Drew Allen's back, I would put him on just not heavy, but definitely I still got Penn State winning that game.
I mean, I like Penn State. If you're gonna say Drew Aller is back and he is our starter, because I think Drew Aller is the only guy that wins you this game. I know I said on the last podcast that there's a road to win this game with Bo Perbula at starting quarterback because it gives you the ability to run with his legs that can kind of throw the Ohio State defense off balance, like Dylan Gabriel kind of did. But even with Dylan Gabriel running the ball, Ohio State lost that game by 1 point. So it's not like it's like Ohio State defense won't adjust to the different identity of Penn State. It might be a little rough in the first half, but it's a 4-quarter game. I think you
Yeah,
win
I
this game if
believe
you
it.
have Drew Aller with experience able to throw the ball late in game. Late in game, he has to be able to throw the ball in the third and fourth quarter to beat Ohio State. Like we're
So we're gonna go
talking,
with Ohio State here.
yeah. No. I think, and they said on Sports Center, ESPN. I watch it. They said that Drew Aller Wednesday practiced at full capacity. Uh, took all the reps at the start, all the starting reps in practice on Wednesday. So they think he's good and he'll be good to go. If he's good to go, I'm going Penn State. So I think Penn State wins this game. I think they win. I think Ohio State covers though. I think the game's close. I think it's a 1 point or 2 point loss again for Ohio State.
1.2.
You
I'll probably
can't
say a
beat.
touchdown.
I feel like Penn State. They just travel. I mean, they got two backs that can.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
sounds. I got them at least winning by a touchdown. I'll probably say like 35-28, something like that.
35-28. I think it'd be a little more
Yeah.
low scoring. I'm going 24-21 Penn State. But
24-20.
not a game winning field goal. I think Penn State takes the lead late. I think they're down
Yeah.
17-21, scores a touchdown, game over.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be over the spread though. I just don't have just the way off of how Ohio State looked last week against Nebraska. I don't think they're gonna be ready for Penn State.
I mean, some people say that they were looking forward to this Penn State game. That's why they played so bad against Nebraska. I don't care how far you look forward. If you run the
You,
ball for 67 yards, you're going to lose a football game.
yeah, that's a wrap. You have y'all obviously just showed if you shut down your run game, then your pass game is not gonna have that big of a factor in a game like it should. So you get Judkins and Henderson under 50 yards, it's a wrap. Because Will Howard not is it Will Howard? Yeah, Will Howard's
Howard,
not
yeah.
not gonna be able to put the team on his back and just carry y'all to a confident win. Y'all gotta sit there and fight. And
You got to
then
run the
even
ball.
with Ohio Nebraska last week, it came down to Nebraska's last drive. So y'all still couldn't put them away. That's what just
Put
has
himself
me.
away with a bad throw by Dylan Raiola. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe Ohio State should be able to win this game. If they
they
do
shouldn't.
somehow sneak it off, this is gonna be the defensive game.
Like I said, this week, Ohio State, it will prove to me whether Indiana is going to the playoffs or to the Big Ten championship or not. If they beat Penn State, but they don't look good doing it, and Penn State only loses because Drew Aller's hurt, and they have to go straight Bo Perbula, I don't think they're going to beat Indiana. But again, I think Penn State's going to win this game because Drew Aller's back. That's essentially my key to success for Penn State. Drew Aller's back. They can run the ball, time of possession, which has been our living factor all season. If you watch any episode of the Overrated Podcast, you know all we do is talk about time of possession. That's how offenses win games in college football. Possess the ball, keep high explosive offenses off the field. And Penn
Yeah,
State can do it effectively. Penn State can definitely do
but
it.
it's great. It's crazy. Half the we looked at with higher time per possession loses the game.
Yeah, it's been weird. But Penn State's
You know
also
the
one of
one of
those teams
the
that don't. They win games when they have time of possession in favor.
one of the college football analysts was saying this year of college football has been the weirdest year,
Yes.
and I see it. I see it.
You know what's even funnier though? And I wanted to talk about this a little bit when we get into the top 25. But when we had the 14 playoff, it was always the talk of like, oh, this team got snubbed of a playoff spot. We need more spots so that we can have these teams like Penn State and USC have that opportunity to go to the playoffs just because they have one loss and they didn't get chosen. Right? We are at a time But there's about 30
Oh,
teams
yeah.
capable of going to the playoffs right now. 30. And only 12 can
There's, I
go.
would say, I say there's at least 15 teams that deserve to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I might be over
At least
exaggerating the
15.
30. I might be over exaggerating the 30 a little bit. But what I'm saying is though that we have even more. I feel like there's going to be 10-2 teams, maybe even 11-1 teams that are left out of the playoffs this year.
Shit.
And like,
I just know that this.
how do you let a 2-loss Ohio State team in? Like, let's say hypothetically, Ohio State beats Penn State, right? And then they go
Yeah.
they go and they lose to Indiana. And then Indiana beats Oregon, right? In a Big Ten championship, right? Now Ohio State will have that argument like, oh, we lost to Oregon, who you guys had number one going into Big Championship weekend, and we lost to Indiana, who just beat the number one team going into championship weekend. I feel like the committee lets Ohio State in with 2 losses over, let's say, Iowa State that loses a championship game against BYU when they're both undefeated. But now Iowa State's 11-1 and they're left out because they feel Ohio State's better, even though their record is better than Ohio State's. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's definitely going to be some controversy at the end.
Yeah. And then there's also like, do you let Clemson in with that weak of a schedule and their only Power 4 loss was to a Georgia team that's in the college football playoffs? Or like, do you choose Clemson over Alabama? Because Bama has a loss to Vandy,
Yeah.
but they also beat Georgia. So like now we have these scenarios that is just kind of wild. Tennessee, is Tennessee actually good with a loss to Georgia and a loss to Arkansas? So it's about to be mayhem, fam. Mayhem at the end of November. 10-2 Colorado? Are they good enough to get into the playoffs? Maybe because we know that they'll sell tickets.
I'm not sure if. See, here's my thing. If Colorado wins out, I'm not sure how you leave a 10-2 who is they also and then they win the championship too. You leave them out of the playoffs just because they not higher in the ranking. I don't see how you can do that.
I don't think no conference championship gets left out unless you're group of 5.
Yeah, it's gonna
Like,
be. I don't know how they're gonna do it with Boise State, but it's gonna be tough.
I mean, Boise State's probably going to get the fifth seed because they'll be the 5th highest ranked champion. But anyway, let's move on. Speaking of Arkansas, who's played spoiler to a couple playoff teams, they have a chance at home to put Ole Miss's playoff hopes to bed. Ole Miss loses this game, they can kiss the college football playoffs goodbye because they still got to go play Georgia. So Ole Miss is favored by 9.5. That's kind of insane to me that Ole Miss is favored by 9.5. I understand they have an explosive offense, but their defense doesn't look that great. We saw Oklahoma kind of battle in that first 2 or 3 quarters with Ole Miss. We've seen Arkansas beat Tennessee. We've seen Arkansas compete this year. They're like South Carolina, you know? They're just there, and in every game they have a chance to win. I feel like they have a chance to win in every football game. So what are your thoughts on this game? Who you got?
With this one, I'm not too sure. Yeah, Ole Miss struggled last week, and you can clearly tell. But I feel like with everything riding on, trying to make it to the college playoffs, Ole Miss should have some fire underneath them because they're like on the brink of just making it. They should light a fire underneath them, and I think they should pull a win out there in Arkansas. I just don't think Arkansas offense is going to be able to keep up and handle that defense.
Yeah. Listen, I think Arkansas can score on Ole Miss's defense. I don't think Ole Miss's defense is that great. I just think that Ole Miss's offense is that great. Like we're talking, Ole Miss's offense is what we thought Tennessee's offense could possibly become when we were talking about um earlier this year. You know how we were talking about the first 3 weeks prior to the Oklahoma game. Everybody was like, Tennessee's offense is high powered, number one offense. Like I feel like that's what
Yeah.
Jackson Dart and Ole Miss's offense can be when they're rolling. Like they can drop 50. Like without a doubt, they can drop 50 when they're rolling. Um, so yeah, I think Arkansas can beat them. I think the game's going to be a lot closer than 10 points for Ole Miss. I don't think Ole Miss is going to cover. I think Arkansas is going to cover the spread. I think they're going to lose this game probably more like I don't know, 27-35.
So you got them losing by 8. I probably say, oh, Miss will still win, but I don't think it's gonna be like a convincing win because I feel like they're gonna have some type of struggle because they always do. Then Arkansas somehow gonna probably get some miracle going on or something like that. So I'll probably get them winning by like maybe at least 3-4 points.
Yeah, like I could definitely see Arkansas winning this game. Like I can definitely see Arkansas coming out somehow with a W here.
So I'm still going with Ole Miss, but I'll probably get them by at least 2017. Maybe like 24-21, something like that. Did you choose Arkansas?
No, I'm going with Ole Miss 35-27.
Oh. All right. Same on track so far.
Hey. Moving on though, we got Duke at number 5, Miami. Miami is favored by 20 points over a Duke team that's kind of good this year. I mean, they started off 5-0 and they've 1-2 in their last 3 weeks of football. So they kind of been struggling a little bit. But something tells me they get on track because Miami's defense has a knack for giving up 50 to teams that don't deserve to. Miami's defense somehow always lets teams score on them. I mean, we saw Cal put up 40. We've seen Virginia Tech put up 40. So I think this is going to be a shootout for some reason.
And Duke got that kid Malik Murphy, the one from Texas last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, my God. What is it? Those 3 weeks they had controversy wins just by a couple of points, and then it's just crazy. Cause I just feel like they're gonna bust one. Like they're gonna lose it when they're supposed to win, and they're at home this week. So
I'm telling you, we always say it like, oh, one of these games, Clemson's gonna, or not Clemson, sorry, Miami's gonna get beat. They're gonna get got playing this comeback game that they've been trying to play all year. They ain't happened yet. And do you really think Duke's
but
that
I feel
team?
like I feel like if I choose them this week and these niggas but now they let me down, I can't. I don't know. But I have to go. And they got a 20-point spread they got to cover. So I just feel like Miami, I'll probably say they win by at least 10, maybe 14.
14.
So I go like maybe, yeah, I'll probably go, let's see, shoot them like 35-17. I'll probably go like that. But I got Miami though. They one time I pick them, they don't sit here mess me up, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna play spoiler. I'm going Duke. I'm going Duke to win. I'm going Duke to win this game 42-35 in Miami.
Man.
So I'm going with Duke to win this game by 7. Miami's defense, bro. I don't know. Y'all gonna give us one. Y'all gonna give us one.
But here's the thing though, Duke's literally been in overtime. They had close losses, close dubs. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to choose y'all and y'all don't come out with the W. I have a feeling Duke might win, but I just like last week, I've been trying to go spoilers and they failed me. But they only lost by 7.
Yep, they got a 7-point loss and a 1-point loss.
They lost 1 to SMU on the OT. Hey, man. Last 2 weeks. Oh, 2
Yeah,
and 2 last 4.
I'm going Duke with a straight up upset this week against Miami.
I'm gonna have to swing that way. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do too. I can't. That's a dope. I can't believe it. Miami.
It's just Cam Ward out there. I mean, if he's gonna be special, he's gonna be special. But I feel like
we see why he's in
even Cam Ward, I feel like even Cam Ward can't keep that team afloat forever.
Yeah, so we go full upset this week.
We saw Louisville take them to the brink. We saw Cal do it. We saw Virginia Tech do it.
And it's like it always came down to a play. I mean, not a play, a drive for the other team to capitalize, but they don't. Well, I just feel like Duke gonna lose. I mean, not Duke. Miami gonna lose one of these last 3-4 weeks. Oh man.
Yeah. Duke better than people think. Better than people think.
Yeah, Duke. They had a better. They having a better season they did when they had Riley Leonard. It might not be ranked, but they balling this year. Yeah, they should be. But I mean, they lost last week, so if they had beat SMU, then I could definitely see them ranked this week.
But I think it all depends on how good you believe SMU is.
Yeah.
If you guys think that, if we really truly think that SMU is ACC championship material, then
like I honestly haven't watched one SMU game this year, so it's like I don't know how good they are. That's why it's crazy that they ranked.
That's kind of undefeated. That'll do it. Oregon heads to Ann Arbor to play Michigan. Oregon's only favored by 2.5, so they're only favored by 3 points. Yeah, somebody knows something. And I understand Michigan's defense is still Michigan's defense. Michigan's run game is still Michigan's run game. Michigan is like one of those teams in the Big Ten that can ruin playoff hopes. Because they still have a chance to play Ohio State at the end of the year. They still have a chance to play Indiana next week. And then they have a chance to play Oregon this week. So, like, they have 3 chances to completely fuck somebody's playoff hopes. Like, you know, they're villains out here. And they know they're not making the playoffs. So, at this point, all they want to do is play spoiler. That's all they want to do, especially to Ohio State. God forbid they let Ohio State win.
Yeah, I don't think that's because I just seen Will Johnson ain't playing this week, so they're gonna be without him. I just don't.
That defense is still good. They still got that D line, but they still got
2.5 spread is insane.
Yeah. Somebody 2.5 spread without Will Johnson on defense is kind of without a quarterback is kind of crazy.
You know,
against the number one team in the nation, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going Oregon this week though.
Yeah, I'm going Oregon
I said
too.
like I said like 42-17. Because they still didn't figure out their quarterback. So I just don't believe in a team that playing three different quarterbacks each week.
Yeah, me either. I'm going Oregon 31-17.
Yeah.
Oregon's just too good this year. We'll move on. We got Louisville at number 11 Clemson. Clemson's favored by 10 points over Louisville. And I just went on that rant earlier. If you didn't hear what I said, rewind that button, go back. I kind of went in on Clemson and their lack of a schedule. Louisville has shown this year against good ranked teams they can compete. They almost beat Miami. So who's to say they won't almost beat Clemson? Clemson's in for a battle this week. And like I said, playoff hopes is on the line. This is an elimination game for Clemson.
They are home at 2. Dang.
This is an elimination game for Clemson. If Clemson loses this game, they can kiss the college football playoffs and the ACC championship goodbye. Toodles. What you got?
I want to go Louisville bad. I do. But Clemson's at home. I'm trying to see. And they didn't play nobody like a ranked opponent at home. They did. They played Notre Dame. And they only lost a touchdown. Which I think Notre Dame is a lot better than Clemson, if you ask me. So I'll probably that probably be my upset. I'll probably go Louisville here.
You going Louis?
Yeah. But it's like they haven't shown me that they played anybody good besides against Georgia. And they got dog walked by Georgia. So they have been looking pretty good since then. But they just haven't played anybody that's a contender.
Yeah. Clemson's going to lose, but they're not going to lose this game. I think they're going to lose to Pitt. So I'm going Clemson. I'm going Clemson to win this game. 21-20.
All right.
I do think Louisville's going to cover.
Point.
I think Louisville's going to cover. I don't think Louisville's going to get blown out by Clemson. Like I don't think they're going to lose by 10 plus. Like Louisville's going to cover. I think the game's going to be very close. It's going to be another one of those Miami games where both defenses can't stop each other's offense until except I know I said 21-20 and it ain't real high scoring.
I'm going 28-24. I feel like it's gonna be close, but I think Louisville should edge it out.
I can feel that. Oh shit! All right, number 10 A&M heading to South Carolina. This is a trap game. This is one of the biggest trap games. Texas A&M covered by Texas A&M is favored by 4 points. That spread moved because earlier this week Texas A&M was only favored by 3. So something happened and Vegas was like, "No, they're a little better."
Hold on, 3 points.
Yeah.
After
that
10.
After that big win against LSU that got them into the top 10 and leading the SEC.
They're making it suspect because of what they had last week when Wayman wasn't on the ball.
Here's my thing. I'm trying to fact check. Who's the starting quarterback for the Aggies? Because if it ain't Marcel Reed, what are we doing? Like,
Damn.
I truly believe in Mike Elko's ability to coach a football team. I'm not going to question his decision unless it's starting fucking Connor Wayman over damn Marcel Reed. What are we doing? Like, you literally have a better quarterback. I don't know if it's because you made a deal with Connor Wayman that he would be the starting quarterback this year and you would not go to Marcel Reed over him if he was healthy. Whatever that was, rip it up. Rip it up.
Get rid of it.
Marcel Reed needs to start. He needs to start because he gives that team a different type of energy. They play for him. He makes incredible plays. I do believe that he can throw the ball as effective, if not better, than Connor Wayman, and he damn sure can run the ball better than Connor Wayman. So I don't know why this is even a QB battle anymore. To me, it stopped being a QB battle after Texas A&M and Notre Dame week 1.
So you got you on A&M or you falling for the trap?
No, I'm not falling for the trap. I think A&M, like I said earlier, A&M is just too good. They're just too good this year. I think A&M beat South Carolina. I think they beat them by more than 4 points. I think they beat them by 14 points. I think they win. I'm thinking they win this game 38-10.
38-10.
I think Texas A&M defense found something. They found something special in that second half. They're confident. That offense can run the football. They have explosive players. That offensive line is amazing. If they start Connor Wayman, that offense would be unstoppable. I think Texas A&M rolls South Carolina this week.
Yeah, I got it. I'll take Texas A&M by, I'll say 21 because, excuse me, South Carolina ain't really been good in my eye. The last time they looked good was against LSU. That was about like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So I don't think. I'll say, would you say 31-10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably say
38-10 was my prediction.
Yeah, I'll probably say the same thing, 38-10. Because I don't think South Carolina got an offense and they got a run game with Sanders. They got a run game with Sanders, but I just don't think they have offense that could compete with Texas A&M defense. I just don't see it happening.
Well, moving on. We got Kentucky at number 7, Tennessee. Tennessee's favored by 14 points. We've seen Kentucky play spoiler and make a lot of people scared that their playoff hopes would come to an end. This is another one of those games. This is a playoff elimination game for Tennessee. You lose this game at home to Kentucky, you're not going to the college football playoffs. Like, we're in November. Like, it's grind time. There's 4 more weeks of college football games left on your schedule. You gotta win out. Gotta win out.
If we want to talk about a trap game, we can talk about a trap game. Kentucky last win was against Ole Miss when they were ranked 6th. And Tennessee at home is only favored by 13 points. That's insane.
I have questions about Tennessee's ability to play offense now. They have an incredible run game with Dylan Sampson, but like throwing the football, they just have not been that effective in the fourth quarter, and in close games especially. So Kentucky keeps it close in the fourth quarter. They have a chance to do exactly what Arkansas did earlier this year: force Nico Iamaleava to beat you with his arm late in games. Don't do what Alabama did.
I'm
Don't
so
let.
I gotta go.
You said what?
I gotta go Kentucky.
I'm going Tennessee.
I'm
I think they're
so
not going to fall for this trap. They beat Alabama in the same situation. I think they're going to beat Kentucky. I'm going Tennessee to win. I think Kentucky covers. I'm going. This game is going to be low scoring. I'm
low
going
scoring like that.
2017. I'm going 2017.
I say 17-14 Kentucky. They edge it out with a field goal. Because look at it, bro. They just played. What was they just played. Tennessee just played. Let me see. That was a home game. They beat them in overtime. Everybody knows how bad Florida is, especially when they don't know if they want to play Mertz or they want to play Lagway. And Mertz played this game, and he only had 4 incomplete.
Yeah, I think they're playing
So,
DJ Lagway. I hear you. I think they're playing DJ Lagway this week.
No, I'm talking about last week when they played Tennessee. Florida played. They only beat Florida by touchdown in OT, and they had Mertz in the game. He only had 4 incompletions.
Oh, maybe they
Florida
do go with
is a
Graham Mertz.
bad team. That's a bad team. So the fact
Whoa.
that you are at home ranked and you also only beat them by a touchdown in overtime, man. I gotta go with the upset this week.
And
I gotta go Florida over Tennessee. I mean, not
what's crazy
Florida.
about that Florida
Yep.
Tennessee game last week? It was another one of those time of possession losses for Florida. Like you had the ball for 35 minutes and you lost that game.
See what I'm talking about? They should have won, but it was I don't know, bro. I'm just like all these teams that are ranked high are barely winning when they should be dominant over. Teams that should be just blowing out, they're barely winning by 3, maybe 4, or a touchdown.
And then like also Nico Iamaleava. I mean like 0 passing touchdowns against Florida. 1 interception.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I'm trying to tell you guys, something is not sitting right with Nico Iamaleava this year in that Tennessee offense. And this Tennessee offense pissed me off early this year when they dropped 69, 51, and 71 on my high school football team. Like they beat Chattanooga, they beat North Carolina State, they beat Kent State, and they beat them by a combined 150 to what, 3 or 13? And it looked good. But like ever since then, this team has not scored more than 25 points. They have not scored more than 25 points. They lost to Arkansas 19-14. They barely beat Florida 23-17. Their highest scoring game since then was against Oklahoma, and they won that game 25-15 against Oklahoma with a freshman quarterback that didn't even know he was playing until halftime. On Oklahoma's historically bad offense. With 5 injured wide receivers. Oklahoma had 5 injured wide receivers.
And they only beat it by 10. Y'all didn't even have y'all start, what was it, Deion Burks.
Yeah, we didn't have Deion Burks. Did we have Andrew Anthony? No. I think he might have got some run. We didn't have Farouk. We didn't have anybody. Like it was a true freshman quarterback. We had 2 missing offensive linemen, starting linemen out of our lineup. So we were running a makeshift line, and we were running with our scout team wide receivers. And we put up 15 and not almost won, but we put up 15 and made that game look better than it should have looked. Tennessee, for some reason, their offense does not look good. And then against Alabama, they put up 24. And that defense is good. That's it. That defense in Tennessee is good.
They're literally relying on Dylan Sampson.
Yeah, it's Dylan
Sampson has to bail them
defense. It's Dylan Sampson and his defense. That's all Tennessee is right now. 0 pass game. Nico Iamaleava has not passed for 200 yards since Oklahoma. Actually, I'm lying. Since before Oklahoma. So don't want to stay on this topic too long because we gotta hurry up and get to our top 25 rankings. We got one more game to hurry up and run through, and it's probably the biggest game on the schedule.
You say you got Tennessee that week?
Yeah, I got Tennessee winning that game. I said 17-20, or yeah, low scoring. All right, moving on.
I got it down.
Number 18, Pitt at number 20, SMU. SMU is favored by a touchdown against Pitt, and I think Vegas is dead ass fucking wrong. Pitt's defense might just be the best in the ACC. Now their offense scares me. Pitt's offense does scare me, and I think that their starting quarterback Eli Holstein is hurt. So let me fact check because I don't know if he's playing this game. Oh no, he's ready to go against SMU this weekend. Yeah, like if he's ready to go, I think Pitt wins this game. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you my prediction because we're running a little behind. Pitt wins this game 24-17.
Because I just looked. I'm on ESPN. I'm looking at that. They got a predictor 70%. SMU got a predictor 70% of winning this game.
Yeah, I know. And I think that's disrespectful to Pitt. I do think that this is a playoff elimination game for these guys, though. So loser is not going to the playoffs. Loser is not going to the ACC championship game. It's now or never.
I think just based off of how they've been playing, I'm going Pitt. I'm gonna go Pitt. I'd probably say close game. They do win it by a touchdown. I'd probably say 28-21.
All right. And that's our picks. Fam. If you made it far enough in this video to listen to all of our picks this week, we appreciate you. Hit that like button, hit that noti, hit that subscribe, comment. Let us know who you're going with this week, who your favorite team is, if they have a chance at the college football playoffs or not. Let us know. We're about to get into our top 25 playoff ranking. This will be the first of the Overrated Podcast edition of college football rankings. And I'm hoping the committee agrees with us because the way the AP poll been doing the rankings, kind of insane.
It's trash.
But let's get into it. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right. I want to put up Dallin's playoff rankings on the screen so people at home or people watching the YouTube video can see his playoff rankings. Go ahead.
So I had to reshape the top 10 because they had, let's see. So the first three automatically, Oregon, Georgia, Penn State, best teams right now. Really can't fault mad about them. But what I switched around was Miami and Ohio State because the way Ohio State looked last week against Nebraska, and then like coming off of a loss against Oregon, I just don't think they should be ranked at 4 coming into this week. They should have dropped just a little bit. Yeah, I got them sitting at 5.
You have Ohio State at 4.
Yeah, I got Miami at 4 and Ohio State at 5. They got them switched on the actual AP ball. And then Notre Dame should be higher than what they are because they had a convincing win over Navy last week. Then with also Texas, they playing Vandy. That's another ranked opponent. They only beat them by 7. Were they at home? No, that was an away game. They only beat them by 7. So and they were favored. They were favored to win that game by what? 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were favored to win that game by 20. They only beat them by 7. And that's coming off of Vandy having 2 drives where they could have scored.
Yeah, well, if you watch the Overrated Podcast, you know that we said Vandy ain't the same Vandy. That Vandy team is gonna beat some people.
Yeah, they came close to a lot of them. But AP got them at 6. I got them sitting at 8 because Notre Dame and Texas A&M, the way they played last week, they should be ranked higher than them. Tennessee also dropped because no way y'all, at the beginning of the season dropping about 50-some points a game, and then now y'all can barely escaping with 3, 4, maybe a touchdown worth of points. I just don't believe it. So I got them at 9. And then BYU, of course, they're a rate, so I might as well just leave them where they are. And I also had Clemson higher than Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
When I looked at it, I kind of feel like I just based it off the teams. Clemson's a better team than Iowa State. But if you want to go out of the schedule, I see why Iowa State is higher than Clemson because they play a lot better people.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I had Bama at 13. I have them at 13 because they just shut out a whole team.
Yeah, they shut out
they
really
didn't
good
let them
Missouri.
score nothing.
Not good Missouri.
Indiana played good. I did like them, but I just couldn't put them ahead of them because just based off how they just shut out a team, and that's what people have been looking for. I left Boise State at 15. I have off of last week, Pitt with that the defensive game against Syracuse, them higher. Mm-hmm. AP got them sitting at 18, so I got them sitting at 16. It should be higher than LSU because there's no reason why LSU blown a lead like that. They should still be higher than them. So I got Pitt at 16, LSU at 17. Then I have Kansas State at 18 because who did they play last week? They played Kansas. Oh my God!
Almost lost that game.
Exactly. Your defense had to bail y'all out. Kansas State should have won that game convincingly because I'm pretty sure they had like a 2-touchdown spread. And then with Jalen Daniels over here doing freshman things, and y'all capitalize off them, I ain't fault you for it. But I still had them. They should have went down just a little bit. I got them at 18. Then Ole Miss at 19. SMU to go out to top 20. Colorado should be higher than 23. I have them at 21. Just because they found a defense.
Yeah.
Last year they whatever. That was just like one game above 500, right? It was like 6.
No, they were 4-8.
Oh, that was 4-8. Oh, they won 100 last year. 500 last year. So this year they're 5-2 and they're 6-2. They can possibly literally win out the entire schedule and end up at 10-2. So they should be getting their flowers. So I got this in at 21. Then what I got? Army at 22.
Mm-hmm.
Then what is that? That's Washington State.
You got Washington State at 23.
I got Washington State at 23. And then Illinois. Now, I was kind of hesitant if I want to lead them ranked or not, just based off of what they did against Oregon. I understand Oregon's tough, but y'all go in there and y'all barely even hit double digits. Insane. But they definitely should be. They are sitting at 24. Now this right here, the 25th one. They got AP got Missouri sitting there. I got Memphis, just because Missouri didn't put up a single point. There ain't no way y'all should be ranked anymore. There shouldn't be. Yeah. Just go ahead and cut that out.
Memphis I don't think they should have been ranked in the first place.
But. Honestly, but Memphis has been on a win streak. They are, I think, 7-1 or 6-2. So they should definitely be ranked now. That's just it. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
the coaches poll, they got Memphis at 25. Yeah, they 71.
That's your top 25. Your top 25 is a little different from mine, but like not that different. We kind of on the same wavelength. I'm gonna just throw my top 25 up there for the people watching, so you guys can see my top 25. Little different. I got I got Oregon. I got Oregon at number 1. I got Penn State at number 2. I do have Ohio State higher. I have them at number 3 only because their only loss was to Oregon and they lost by 1. They win that game, they would be the number 1 team in the nation. Texas A&M. I'm really high on A&M. I think they should be undefeated. And then I got Georgia.
Number 4 crazy.
I got Georgia at 5. I got Georgia at 5. I got Indiana at 6. I got Tennessee at 7. And truthfully, from this point on, I forgot to add Texas because Texas was supposed to be at number 8 and Miami was supposed to be at 9, and then BYU was supposed to be at 10 and Clemson at 11 and Iowa State at 12. And as you can see, it's supposed to trickle down. I forgot to take Illinois out and move everyone down, so that's on me. But yeah, I'm gonna just say it. Texas is at 8. I got Miami at 9. I got BYU at 10. I got Clemson at 11, just outside the top 10. I got Iowa State at 12. I got Boise ahead of Alabama at 13. I got Alabama ahead of Ole Miss at 14. I do have Ole Miss ahead of Pitt. I think the Ole Miss is good. So I got them ahead of
Boise
Pitt.
State ahead of Alabama is insane.
Is it?
It is. It's insane. Stop it.
So I think Boise State. I think Boise State beats Vanderbilt. I also think that they could. I also think that they could beat Tennessee.
All right, man. Come on.
Yeah, you might think I'm.
Insane.
That's
insane.
They almost beat Oregon.
Now look here, Tennessee. I can see because Tennessee offense we can see sputter, but Vandy got a complete team this year. I don't know about that. I think they'll probably make it close, but I don't know if about beating Vandy though.
They almost beat Oregon, bro. I think they can beat anybody. And the way they're throwing the football too. Have you seen them these last 2 weeks? Maddox looks good. I think he can. I think they can no doubt beat our 4 conference teams. But moving on, I got Ole Miss at 15. I got Pitt at 16. Kansas State at 17. And I got LSU at 18. I got Colorado a little higher than you. I got Colorado at 19. And then I got Vanderbilt at 20, rounding out the top 20. I have Vanderbilt in the top 25. Then I got Washington State, even though they're not undefeated. I have them ahead of Army because I think they'll beat Army. I think Washington State will beat Army if they played each other. I have Washington State at 21. I got Army at 22. I got SMU at 23. Then I got Tulane. Have you looked at Tulane's schedule?
I have not.
I mean,
see,
their only losses. Their only losses was to Kansas State, where he caught the ball with one hand, but they ruled him short of the end zone on 4th down. They would have won that game, and then Oklahoma struggled against them before turning it on in the 4th quarter. And then I got Duke at 25 to round out my top 25. My top 25: Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State, A&M, Georgia, Indiana, Tennessee, Texas, Miami, BYU, Clemson, Iowa State, Boise State, Alabama, Ole Miss, Pitt, Kansas State, LSU, Colorado, Vandy, Washington State, Army, SMU, Tulane, Duke. And then 26 is Illinois. They got fucking Missouri ranked still. Come on, bro. Missouri shouldn't have been ranked in the preseason.
That's what I'm saying. They should not be ranked, especially after that last week, and where they couldn't score a single point. I mean, the top 25 ranked team, and you go into a away game and you don't score a single point, you just lose at that point because y'all ain't showing nothing. You can show if you stop Cook, the run game, and Luther Burden, they don't have nothing else.
Nothing else. And they don't really got
they got no defense. Got
a run game right now. It ain't looking that good.
So I'm like, there's no reason why they're still with the 25. That's 2 games in the season where Cook and that Missouri offense struggled to get double-digit points. And that's just 2 games off my knowledge because I haven't been watching Missouri like that. Their teammate the same like it was last year.
Yeah. Listen, we be right, but they don't be wanting to listen, bro. We be telling them what it is and how it is, but they don't be wanting to listen. I don't know who's in the meetings with these AP polls, but they ain't doing it right, and they ain't been doing it right for a very long time. We gotta get some fresh people in there. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode of the Overrated Podcast. Another week of great college football, week 10. We gave you our predictions. We gave you our college football playoff rankings before the committee gives us theirs. If you haven't already and made it this far in the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate it to the fullest. I don't think you understand.
I do want to appreciate you guys for getting this to 1,000.
Man,
if
only you knew how much it meant to us to hit a like, hit that subscribe button, show that support that y'all was doing last week. Kind of fell off a little bit.
Goes a lot.
But we got faith. We got faith that we'll pick it back up. I know it fell off because we ran into some issues with YouTube due to our flagrant sailor mouth that we were cursing too much and saying racial slangs. But we're back. We're back. And we just dropped some heat. Turn on that notification so that you guys don't miss that Tuesday episode where we review some of the biggest games and also talk about some issues around the sport. Again, appreciate everybody for hitting that like, subscribe, turn on that noti bell, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.